interposed between the review of the spread of mankind through the generations following Adam, and the story of the divine disenchantment with mankind that preceded the deluge. It states, unequivocally, that, at that time, the sons of the gods saw the daughters of man, that they were good, and they took them for wives, of all which they chose. The implications of these verses, and the parallels to the Sumerian tales of gods, and their sons and grandsons, and of semi-divine offspring resulting from cohabitation between gods and mortals, mount further as we continue to read the biblical verses. The Nephilim were upon the earth in those days, and thereafter too, when the sons of the gods cohabited with the daughters of the Adam, and they bore children unto them. They were the mighty ones of eternity, the people of the Shem. The above is not a traditional translation. For a long time, the expression the Nephilim were upon the earth has been translated as there were giants upon the earth, but recent translators, recognizing the error, have simply resorted to leaving the Hebrew term Nephilim intact in the translation. The verse "the people of the Shem," as one could expect, has been taken to mean the people who have a name, and thus the people of renown. But as we have already established, the term Shem must be taken in its original meaning, a rocket ship. What, then, does the term Nephilim mean? Stemming from the Semitic root nephel, to be cast down, it means exactly what it says it means: those who were cast down upon earth. Contemporary theologians and biblical scholars have tended to avoid the troublesome verses, either by explaining them away allegorically, or simply by ignoring them altogether. But Jewish writings of the time of the Second Temple did recognize in these verses the echoes of ancient traditions of fallen angels. Some of the early scholarly works even mentioned the names of these divine beings who fell from heaven and were on earth in those days. Shem-Hatzai, Shem's lookout, Uzza-might, and Uzziel, God's might. Malbim, an noted Jewish biblical commentator of the 19th century, recognized these ancient roots and explained that in ancient times the rulers of countries were the sons of the deities, who arrived upon the earth from the heavens and ruled the earth and married wives from among the daughters of man, and their offspring included heroes and mighty ones, princes and sovereigns. These stories, Malbim said, were of the pagan gods, sons of the deities, who in earliest times fell down from the heavens upon the earth. That is why they called themselves Nephilim, i.e. those who fell down. Irrespective of the theological implications, the literal and original meaning of the verses cannot be escaped. The sons of the gods, who came to earth from the heavens, were the Nephilim. And the Nephilim were the people of the Shem, the people of the rocket ships. Henceforward, we shall call them by their biblical name. The suggestion that Earth was visited by intelligent beings from elsewhere postulates the existence of another celestial body upon which intelligent beings established a civilization more advanced than ours. Speculation regarding the possibility of Earth visitation by intelligent beings from elsewhere has centered, in the past, on such planets as Mars or Venus as their place of origin. However, now that it is virtually certain that these two planetary neighbors of Earth have neither intelligent life nor an advanced civilization upon them, those who believe in such Earth visitations look to other galaxies and to distant stars as the home of such extraterrestrial astronauts. The advantage of such suggestions is that while they cannot be proved, they cannot be disproved either. The disadvantage is that these suggested homes are fantastically distant from Earth, requiring years upon years of travel at the speed of light. The authors of such suggestions therefore postulate one-way trips with the team of astronauts on a low return mission, or perhaps on a spaceship lost and out of control, crash landing upon Earth. This is definitely not the Sumerian notion of a heavenly abode of the gods. The Sumerians accepted the existence of such a heavenly abode, a pure place, a primeval abode. While Enlil, Enki, and Ninhursag went to Earth and made their home upon it, their father Anu remained in the heavenly abode as its ruler. Not only occasional references in various texts, but also detailed god lists actually named 21 divine couples of the dynasty that preceded Anu on the throne of the pure place. Anu himself reigned over a court of great splendor and extent. As Gilgamesh reported, and the Book of Ezekiel confirmed, it was a place with an artificial garden sculpted wholly of semi-precious stones. There Anu resided with his official consort Antu, and 6 concubines, 8 the offspring of which 14 were by Antu, 1 prime minister, 3 commanders in charge of the mill's rocket ships, 2 commanders of the weapons, 2 great masters of written knowledge, 1 minister of the purse, 2 chief justices, 2 who with sound impress, and 2 chief scribes, with 5 assistant scribes. Mesopotamian texts refer frequently to the magnificence of the abode of Anu, and the gods and weapons that guarded its gateway. The tale of Adapa reports that the god Enki, having provided Adapa with a Shem, made him take the road to heaven, and to heaven he went up. When he had ascended to heaven, he approached the gate of Anu. Tammuz and Gazida were standing guard at the gate of Anu, guarded by the divine weapons Shar royal hunter, and Shargaz royal killer. The throne room of Anu was the place of the assembly of the gods. On such occasions a strict protocol governed the order of entering and seating. Enlil enters the throne room of Ame, seats himself at the place of the right tiara, on the right of Anu. Ea enters the throne room of Anu, seats himself at the place of the sacred tiara, on the left of Anu. The gods of heaven and earth of the ancient Near East not only originated in the heavens, but could also return to the heavenly abode. Anu occasionally came down to earth on state visits. Ishtar went up to Anu at least twice. Enlil's center in Nippur was equipped as a bond heaven earth. Shamash was in charge of the eagles, and the launching place of the rocket ships. Gilgamesh went up to the place of eternity, and returned to Uruk. Adapa, too, made the trip, and came back to tell about it. So did the biblical king of Tyre. A number of Mesopotamian texts deal with the Apkala, an Akkadian term stemming from the Sumerian Abigail Great One, who lets, or master, who points the way. A study by Gustav Güterbald die Historie Tradition und ihre Literarische Gestaltung bei Babylonier and Hethiten ascertained that these were the birdmen depicted as the eagles that we have already shown. The texts that spoke of their feet said of one that he brought down an Anna from heaven to the Eanna temple made her descent. This end of the references indicate that these Apkala were the pilots of the spaceships of the Nephilim. Two-way travel was not only possible, but actually contemplated to begin with, for we are told that, having decided to establish in Sumer the gateway of the gods, Babili, the leader of the gods, explained, when to the primeval source for assembly you shall ascend, there shall be a rest place for the night to receive you all. When from the heavens for assembly you shall descend, there shall be a rest place for the night to receive you all. Realizing that such two-way travel between Earth and the heavenly abode was both contemplated and practiced, the people of Sumer did not exile their gods to distant galaxies. The abode of the gods, their legacy discloses, was within our own solar system. We have seen Shamash in his official uniform as commander of the Eagles. On each of his wrists he wears a watch-like object held in place by metal clasps. Other depictions of the eagles reveal that all the important ones wore such objects. Whether they were merely decorative or served useful purpose, we do not know. But all scholars are agreed that the objects represented rosettes, a circular cluster of petals radiating from a central point. The rosette was the most common decorative temple symbol throughout the ancient lands, prevalent in Mesopotamia, Western Asia, Anatolia, Cyprus, Crete, and Greece. It is the accepted view that the rosette, as a temple symbol, was an outgrowth or stylization of a celestial phenomenon, a sun encircled by its satellites. That the ancient astronauts wore this symbol on their wrists adds credence to this view. An Assyrian depiction of the gateway of Ame in the heavenly abode confirms ancient familiarity with the celestial system, such as our sun and its planets. The gateway is flanked by 2 eagles, indicating that their services are needed to reach the heavenly abode. The winged globe, the supreme divine emblem, marks the gateway. It is flanked by the celestial symbols of the number 7, and the crescent, representing, we believe, Ame, flanked by Enlil and Enki. Where are the celestial bodies represented by these symbols? Where is the heavenly abode? The ancient artist answers with yet another depiction, that of a large celestial deity extending its rays to 11 smaller celestial bodies encircling it. It is a representation of the sun, orbited by 11 planets. That this was not an isolated representation can be shown by reproducing other depictions on cylinder seals, like this one from the Berlin Museum of the Ancient Near East. When the central god